Hi, my name is Steve, and on November the 21st, 2011, I went to the UC Davis campus. I'm an alumni of the university, and I went to see the protests that had gathered on the quad between the school's Memorial Union and the library. I estimate, and others there estimated, about 4,000 people were there, and I went to interview some of the students and asked them 3 or 4 questions about why they were there, what their thoughts were on Friday's events, which included the now famous pepper spraying of students, and what they felt should be the fate of Chancellor Linda Katehi, and whether their belief in this particular protest could be translated to more national goals. And the last question that I asked for all of the people that I spoke to was whether they intended to vote for Barack Obama in 2012. I spoke to 11 people. Every one of their comments are recorded on this piece of video, and I believe and at least hope that I was fair to their points of view. Thank you for watching.
I want to see a change in the police force to meet protesters who have every right to voice their concerns. I want to see that met with complete and utter respect on the by the police, and I want to see a major cooperative force by those who are fortunate enough to be very wealthy in this country. I want them to hear the concerns of those who have put that wealth in their hands, and I want to have a dialogue.
Immediately.
I would like to see a massive change in the way that we view corruption. I mean, all these people like Newt Gingrich, who's saying family values, I mean, how many affairs has he had? It's just ridiculous. He's an elected representative in our government, and he is just completely going against himself. And it's not just, one side of the equation, it's on both sides.
Okay.
And I just want people to be held accountable for their actions.
Needs to change.
Citizens United.
Public education is not a private good. Katehi's remarks to the contrary. And we need to fund the future if we're going to slow the rate of inflation and the cost of tuition. And we're just continuing to underfund K through 12 and public education, and everything is becoming privatized in this country, and education is not unique in that regard.
California is just a symptom of the greater problem in this country, which is capitalism. It's a failed system, it's never worked, and it's doomed. It's on its way out. We need to build a movement that fulfills human needs before private profit.
Bottom line, if you separate the banking industries from the securities industries, the banking will go back to doing what they do best, and that's earn their money and the interest on loans. Stop gambling.
I was really upset by last Friday's incidents here at the Quad. I didn't consider myself part of the Occupy movement before, but just to see my fellow classmates be, met with police brutality really upset me. I feel like it's super anti-American, so I'm out here in support,
I'm just incredibly angry and dismayed that the police overreacted as they did. When I saw that on YouTube, I just couldn't believe it, to tell you the truth.
As of now, our needs as a general population, the 99%, aren't being met. And being here as a university student with having our own debts, all of us have been in such a financial crisis as of the economic downfall that's been taking place. Having our tuition being increased by the amount that it's about to be taking place is completely not acceptable. And that's exactly what I'm here for. I'm sure most of the university students are here for this as well. But on a more national scale, we need to fight for having our needs met as a community, as a nation. We need our voices to be heard.
I'm unhappy with the lack of funding for the university, and I'm unhappy with the price of education.
Okay.
It's a major drain on the economy, and it's highly unfair.
Well,
Tuition
exciting. I've got faculty colleagues here.
increases do not go to teaching. They go to investments, they go to administrative salaries under the guise of it be necessary to maintain the ratings of the university to attract the best.
Okay.
That culture that says the more money I get, that determines what school I go and teach and what school I go and learn from. The cultural change needs to take place here.
Okay.
I think that tax base is the most important, because I don't think you can begin to solve any of these problems without an equitable tax policy, and the ways in which Proposition 13 and a variety of other legislative impediments in the state have prevented us from adequately funding education and social services.
Demands. Well, one thing I would demand is the imprisonment of cronies like Hank Paulson.
Okay.
Who are giving away money, our money, to his pals in Goldman Sachs.
Okay.
The way I see the Occupy movement, I don't think it's any one event that people are mad about. It's not one politician, not one policy. It's just collectively the nation's failure to, be held accountable. I mean, like this week, was it like Congress declared that cafeteria pizza is considered a vegetable?
Correct.
I mean, that's ridiculous. We have things like that happening, and we're sending trillions and trillions of dollars overseas to build other countries while ours is falling apart.
Well, every criticism that the right tries to make about socialism is actually a criticism of capitalism, the issue of opportunity to perform what you want to do. Ask a student who's $60,000 in debt how capitalism is giving them an opportunity to pursue the careers they want. When youth unemployment is 30% in this country, it's higher than it was in Egypt or in Tunisia last spring.
This sort of is an institutional problem, not only with police brutality, but more so with economic inequality. So we have, for example, the regents who are sort of meeting next week to raise tuition, which will be over about 81%. This is a public institution.
Right.
There are plenty of people who can't afford what they're paying now. So this idea that somehow we're going to raise tuition, while the regents, for example, they're not sacrificing, I think is pretty ridiculous.
So we were circling around our fellow students who got arrested. We sat down, linked arms. The cops came up to us, said, "Hey, if you don't move, we're gonna start shooting you." I said, "All right, that's fine. If we're gonna sit here and you're gonna shoot us, do it. That's fine. Shoot us." They came back up to us. We had no idea they were gonna pepper spray us. We put our faces down. They came at us with pepper spray. None of us knew it. People started saying, "Cover your face, cover your face." All of us took it straight to the face. They pulled me out, threw me in a cop car. I had no medical attention whatsoever while I sat in the holding cell. They said it would take 20 to 45 minutes for it to go away. It took 12 hours. I was up till 4 in the morning because I could not sleep. It was burning so much.